definitely dated a few people in DC. They were good people, but probably just not the right compatibility. Like anyone you can say, oh, I would like a tall, dark, and handsome. But honestly, I think just someone that was smart and had ambitions and things like that.
I think I ended up gravitating towards a certain type. Independent, sassy in a polite way, kind towards other people and tolerant, but still kind of enough of a backbone to have their own opinion and be proud of that.
Anne+ Pick.
Christopher Lawrence Johnson.
I, tried different ways of meeting people, even online, and I was just kind of over it, to be honest. I was like, you know what, DC, maybe that's just not where I'm going to meet someone, and I'm just going to have fun. I have great friends. It's going to happen when it's supposed to happen, kind of thing. And of course, out of the blue, that's when it happened.
The way that I remember it, we were going to a concert at the 930 Club.
My friends and I, we went out to happy hour. It was just a girls' night out. And then my friend had tickets for this random concert. I didn't even know the band.
Dale Earnhardt Jr., now known as Jr. We went there early to meet the band. Derek, Richie, I think, was there. Ursula, Panda, Rachel's friend Mel. I remember because we got a picture with the band beforehand, and I think that's who was in the picture. I can't quite remember how we ended up in the same vicinity as Anne and her friends.
My friends are outgoing. They just went up to his group of friends and started talking to them. And then I was like, wait, why am I not talking to someone? And then I see this attractive man in a puffy coat and a beard, and I'm like, okay, this could be fun.
So we started dancing together, and then we started kind of talking. It was a concert, so it was really hard to hear anything, so we're kind of yelling things in each other's ear. And I remember I was like, so what is your name? And she said Anne, and I was like, oh, that's weird, that's my sister's name. I think, to be honest, at first it was just kind of pure happenstance. I didn't think this was the way to meet my wife. Meeting somebody in like a dark corner of a concert is about as random as it gets.
Not really sure it was going to be anything. I just kind of thought, might as well give it a chance.
Both of us were in a place in our lives where we were willing to take a chance and put something out there, have a conversation, and the more we knew each other, the more we liked each other and just felt really comfortable from each other from the beginning. So despite meeting in somewhat non-traditional circumstance, I think we got to like the traditional dating pretty quickly and felt pretty comfortable with each other.
What caught my eye about Chris was he definitely was like a city person, but he still liked outdoors. He was very like down to earth and had a lot of interests, and he was a few years older and he already had himself established and he was where he wanted to be with his career, and he just kind of wanted someone to share life with and experiences and have similar interests. So I think it worked out. So
my name is Rachel Pick, and I am Anne's mother and Chris's soon-to-be mother-in-law.
Doug Pick, I'm Anne's father.
Anne was 8 weeks premature, so that in itself.
I recall picking her up, and she was about as long as my hand.
That was a tough time. But here's our little girl at about 3 pounds, 11 ounces. And she was extremely fortunate. She was very strong little baby.
It was like, wow, we've got to put her on a heart monitor. They almost had to do heart surgery because she had a defect in one of the chambers, and the medication that she took closed the chamber, but we still had to put her on a monitor.
Yeah, that first year was pretty stressful. And I suppose I was a little, I was very, very tuned in to her needs. And so it's kind of scary, starting out like that. But she really did very well. And as you can tell, she's one strong young lady, and she's done very well.
Because of the fragility, I think, we always wanted to, keep a pretty close eye on her.
And then when her little twin brothers came along, her life changed dramatically.
My name is Andrew Mark Pick.
Matthew Donald Pick. I'm Anne's younger brother. I'm really excited to be a part of all of this, and I'm glad Anne and Chris had enough trust in me to go for it and ask me to be their officiant, so I'm pretty excited.
We don't really look like twins, more like brothers. He was always able to grab things that were higher up, and I wasn't able to. So, yeah.
Probably was a little overwhelming for Anne as we were growing up, but the fact that we have about 6-7 years of age difference between us, we've had such a good source of advice and someone who can, we can always talk to, because she has so much more experience than Andrew and I.
I love the fact that as adults they are so connected, and yeah, they're great together.
We talk on a regular basis about just kind of life and what's going on with each other. Pretty lucky to have Anne as our older sister.
She's very creative. She loved to read.
Every kid I see, if they run cross country, I always just think of her and how tough you got to be to do it. Running is no easy task, and I'll be the first to admit I hate it.
She liked doing creative things as far as art.
She's always been really intuitive, and she's a perfectionist. She just really is pretty amazing.
Chris, of course, was our firstborn, and by definition, we were novices at the parenting game.
He was a handful. I'm not sure whether it was because he was a handful or because I was a fairly nervous new mother. Joan Sears Morgan Johnson. I am Chris's mother.
James David Johnson, Jr. I am Chris's father. I think in a way he was somewhat disadvantaged because we were learning how to be, or trying to learn how to be parents at the same time he was having to grow up.
He learned to ride a bike when Anne learned to ride a bike because, he couldn't let his little sister surpass him.
My name is Anne Jeanette Johnson, and Chris is my brother.
Good job. It's good. My name is Catherine Lee Johnson. Lee Johnson, and Chris is my brother. You too.
What did you think of Chris growing up? What was Chris like as a kid?
I'm not sure you want us to answer that. Tall,
Smart,
independent,
loyal,
accurate,
fast,
cautious.
Yeah, he's incredibly cautious.
Risk averse.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to our second-born, Anne, who was extremely adventuresome. Chris was almost the polar opposite. He wanted to be very sure he could do something before he tried to do it.
This picture of Chris sums up his athletic career as a child. Now, this was basketball, obviously, which he was fairly good at once he learned that basketball was more than just running up and down the side of the court. But he has always been a runner. He ran his first mile when he was 5 years old. There was a race up here, and there was a little fun run mile, and he did not come in last by any means.
Even when he was in the 8th grade, he could run as fast as anybody in the school at distances. And the fact that he did so kind of gave him his niche. This was something he was better at than anybody else in the school. And I think that gave him the confidence to go ahead and become much more accomplished academically, much more accomplished socially, and so forth. And when we saw that happening, I think it gave both Joan and I a sense of pride.
His runs in the Boston Marathon really made me proud, because that's quite an achievement. We used to have a picture of him running alongside Lance Armstrong when he was doping. So.
He listened to music and he would trade tapes.
Dave Matthews Band.
Dave Matthews Band. Yeah, he was big in the Dave Matthews Band, which is funny now, because he's not now.
I don't know quite how it happened particularly, but it's a source of profound satisfaction that all of our children, at least from where we can see, seem to get along very well together.
I mean, Chris has always been very loyal, I think. Mm-hmm. He's a very loyal guy to his friends and to his family, too.
Family is, it's always been, my number one, so, I I'm just really excited to start a family with him. Sorry.
Family is, it's like I tell my kids, and I know my parents told me, there isn't really anyone on this planet that has more concern for you than your parents. I mean, that's what it's all about.
My idea of our family is a commitment to each other. I really like how now as adults, our kids really like each other. I would say love each other, I hope.
Yeah, I can't even imagine our lives without our children and just the relationships we have with them.
I think it gives you a source of strength and a source of satisfaction, and that's why family, I think, is, or at least to us, is very important.
Everything doesn't always go 100% perfectly, so when things don't go 100% perfectly, they're a little bit resilient, and they're strong enough to call you out on what you need to be called out on, but not negative enough to drag you down.
I always had my family there, and knowing that they're there to support me was a big part of how I got where I am today, and I'm very lucky to have them.
It's pretty amazing the fact that we are such a tight-knit family that I don't know what else I could wish for.
We're so happy that Anne's joining our family.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I have two great sisters named Anne. I must have won an Anne jackpot somewhere along the line.
Hopefully our children will think that some of the things that we've done, they will continue in their lives with their families. So, yeah.
They're very close. They keep in touch. Their partners all like each other. They've chosen great partners. And I'm very proud of that because we worked pretty hard when they were growing up to try and instill that.
My mom, she knew right away that Chris was, really just a solid guy, and I think, he was super natural with her, and I just think, I could just tell, when he came back to Iowa, he was at home there.
Yeah, I could tell there was something special between the two of them, and he reminded me a lot of, actually, my husband. And just seemed like a very gentle man.
Yeah, he's a pretty sharp guy, and so I know that's going to work. I mean, there's no reservations.
Chris hasn't had a lot of girlfriends. So it didn't take too long before we realized.
And I remember being like, let me get this straight. Some girl saw you at a concert dancing. And she was like, yep, maybe that's the guy for me.
Certainly when they moved in together, that was a big step because, again, Chris doesn't do anything impulsively. And so I think that was the key clue to us that this is the girl. Because, again, he would not have taken that step lightly.
My name is Margaret Durst, and I'm Anne's grandmother. You will miss the wedding, but we will have a celebration at home. I will still be 92 at that time.
I'm Mark Durst. I'm a tooth carpenter. I'll be 96. Yeah. My mother lived to 102, and I'm going to try to beat her. I'm going to try to beat 103.
Willa May Peck. Mm-hmm. And I'm 89. I'll be 90 in April.
How many grandchildren
21.
do you have? 21.
Uh-huh.
Do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Sure.
Can you say your whole name for me?
My name is Josephine Jean Stoddard.
What is Chris to you? He is your...
Uncle,
right. And how old are you? What year did you two get married?
46.
46. So you celebrated your
70th.
70th this
Right,
year?
Right.
What do you think about Chris getting married?
He's gonna marry Anne, and I'm so excited, and I'm gonna be the flower doll. And she's gonna be the rainbow doll.
How do you feel about that?
Dad!
70 years.
Yeah.
How will Chris and Anne reach that mark? How should they do it?
I don't think mathematically they could.
They should not take any advantages of each other. I think you need to work together. I think you have to talk to everything you do, you should talk together.
You know what the answer is? Just let it go.
He told
That's
a nephew.
advice from an old man. Just let it go.
Do you have any thoughts on what love is?
That's when you kiss somebody, and much you let somebody, and you hug somebody, and that's with somebody, and that's how life goes. Mm-hmm.
Every day it's like I feel like I learned something new about Chris.
I see ourselves being very comfortable with each other in a variety of different places, different roles, different circumstances.
He's always the problem solver, and I think like he's the person I want to solve every problem, you know.
I just try to be nice to her, you know, like, so I know who she is and how she functions and what she likes and what she doesn't like.
I'm marrying him because he makes me a better person every day, and he inspires me to be better. And I think can be very stubborn, but he's also super loyal and so kind, and he really wants everyone that he meets or comes in contact with to, you know, have a wonderful life, and I can't wait to share that with him.
It's complete, it's forever. I have no doubts, and it's easy to do because she's easy to love, and she's a beautiful, lovely woman that is my best friend.
And baby Greener from sunny Southern California.
Anne and Chris, you are going to rock this marriage. I've seen what you can do.
What I wish for Chris and Anne, I wish a lifetime of adventure. I wish them being able to see the world.
They're just meant for each other. It's pretty obvious. Not that I'm an expert when it comes to what's obvious, but it seems to me that my daughter is very happy.
I think the way Anne is growing up, and that all that wonderful love that she got from her parents has made her such a fine lady today.
She definitely has some quirks, which I'm sure you know of, but I guess the big thing is that she always likes to have a to-do list or itinerary of what's going on, and yeah, you better not get off that list there.
Anything Anne should be on the lookout for with Chris?
He's a peeker.
What does that mean?
He opens every one of his Christmas presents ahead of time.
Can you defend your devotion or just appreciation for the music of the Dave Matthews Band?
I still listen to it, and I don't hate it, and you can judge away.
Excellent.
I didn't know you were that big into Dave Matthews.
I wish for them that the world will appreciate how special they are as individuals, but also as a couple. And I wish a lifetime of happiness for them and beyond.
I know you guys are going to have a great time in Maryland or wherever your future may take both of you. And good luck. It's going to be awesome.
I want you guys to just take a moment and look out and see everyone here and know that they're here for you. It's quite an experience. It's once in a lifetime, I hope.
I just want to thank everyone who supported us along the way. I think that's really the part I'm looking forward to outside of just, like you say, starting our next chapter, is just really sharing that day and that weekend with all the people that have, you know, supported us in every step of our life, and getting to see them all in one place and celebrate with them. You know, I'm very excited. So
try and have fun with everything. Try and keep your sense of humor.
Be loyal to each other and honest, and no, not everything is going to be perfect.
You gotta know the right time to bring up grievances. Good one. You gotta schedule that.
They do a great job of getting along even when it's not a good day. So I think that's, again, like any relationship, the best part of, you know, moving forward together.
Love is being excited to see that person all the time and feeling better. Just when they're around and always excited and knowing that that's your person. And I'm very grateful and thankful that my best friend has found that. So thanks, Chris, for that.
You are loved by your friends and family. We are all so excited for you. Congratulations.
I think communication is huge, and that they, as they make this journey with their marriage and their life together, and if and when they have children, that that to me is probably the number one thing.
I'm not putting any expectations that they should have kids next year, but I'd be cool with that.
I hope that you take care of each other and listen to each other and raise beautiful, slender, fast children with both of your caring, intelligent personalities.
I wish them all the happiness they can have in their marriage, and I hope that it lasts forever and they are forever happy with one another.
I just think they're going to have a great life together, and I just want them to be happy.
I've got a wonderful wife who tells me what to do, and you know, it keeps you right on the ball. I would suggest if you don't have one, get one. It's a good deal.
Last shot. Anything else you'd like to say or share?
Should make out.
Mm-hmm. Nice try.
Well, I can't stop loving you. I said I made up my mind to live in memory of such a long, lonely time.